Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. It is time for another true crime video yet again, and today we will be talking about someone who wanted fame and fortune so bad that she actually turned to witchcraft and black magic to get what she wanted. Today we will be talking about the case of Mona Fandey. Mona Fandey was born as Noor Mazna Ismail on January 15, 1956 in Kangar, Malay. As a child, Mona already loved the performing arts. She had a beautiful singing voice and was a skilled dancer. She also trained for water ballet for years and was so good at it that she and her team even performed for national television. However, sometime during her 20s, she realized that her actual dream was to become a pop star. After this realization, she began recording a few songs and came out with her first album with the title song Diana 1. This is also the first time she started referring to herself as Mona Fandey. And her song Diana 1 actually became a hit. But sadly for Mona, this would become a one-hit wonder. None of her other songs nor albums hit the charts, and she wasn't able to build a solid fan base from this. But she was still determined to make it and succeed. So she and her husband, Mohammed Noor Afandi Abdul Rahman, turned to witchcraft in order to get the lifestyle that they had always wanted. Now, in a weird turn of events, Mona decided to become a bomo, or a medicine woman, instead, and she had a long list of high-profile clients, all wanting to be rich and powerful as well. Now, with the assistance of her husband, Mona would perform rituals on these clients and their belongings, promising them of better health and more money and power. Now, as I have mentioned, these clients came from high places. These were celebrities, politicians, and business moguls, all wanting to become more successful. And in return for the rituals, they would pay Mona and her husband with high sums of money. And this enabled the couple to finally live the life that they wanted. They were able to purchase numerous mansions and land all over the country, and in each of these properties were a few luxury cars parked. However, this was simply not enough for the couple. The richer they got, the more greedy they became. Aside from that, the longer they provided their services, the stronger their beliefs became. They both started to believe that Mona was God herself and that she actually had powers, and this turned out to be extremely dangerous. In late June of 1993, Mona and Mohammed were contacted by a man named Mazlan Indris, a staff assemblyman who wanted to boost his political career. Mona told Mazlan that she could easily give him what he wanted, but first he needed 3 relics owned by the first Malaysian president, Sukarno. Now, these 3 relics were a staff, a sangkok, and a talisman, and this would cost Mazlan Indris a whopping 2.5 million ringgit, or what is equivalent to 600,000 US dollars. They scheduled the ritual for July 2nd, 1993, and this would be conducted in one of Mona's lavish homes. And as soon as Mazlan arrived, he was greeted by the homeowners, Mona and Mohammed, as well as their assistant, Juraimi Hassin. Now, wasting no time, Mazlan Indris was asked to lay on the floor by Mona, and he was told to close his eyes, and he did exactly that. Now, he was beginning to relax and go into Zen mode, feeling Mona drop flowers around his body. And then, the unexpected happened. Juraimi, the assistant, grabbed an and gave the first blow, which resulted to Mazlan Indris's head to be off completely. Now, after this, the 3 performed an occult ritual on his body. They then proceeded up into 18 pieces and hid him under the floor and poured concrete over his grave. Now, weeks after this, Mazlan Indris was officially reported as missing. People started to notice his absence in various events, and he was not the type of person to miss important commitments. Now, as the police started to investigate his whereabouts, they discovered that after he went missing, 300,000 ringgit was withdrawn from his bank account, and that this was done slowly in multiple banks. However, authorities had no other leads. And as news started to spread about his disappearance, people started to talk, saying that there could have been some supernatural involvement in this case. However, that was that, just rumors. Nobody had proof nor any knowledge about where Mazlan actually was. And just a few weeks later, on a completely different note, the couple's assistant Jaime was actually arrested for possession. And I am not sure if he really had no idea why he was being arrested or if he was just extremely high at the moment. But as soon as he was brought in for questioning, he confessed to being an accomplice to the murder of Mazlan Indris. On July 23rd, 1993, just 3 weeks after the trio committed this heinous crime, Mona and Mohammed were also apprehended by the police. The authorities were also able to dig up and find Mazlan's remains. A 3-month-long trial then began, and Mona always showed up in court, beaming, extremely happy at her newfound fame. She was very excited to finally get the public's attention. She gave out autographs and happily posed for photos. On February of 1995, a final verdict was reached. Mona Fandey or Noor Majna Ismail, her husband Mohammed Noor Afandi Abdul Rahman, and their assistant Jaime Hassin were all found guilty and were given capital punishment. And in November 2nd of 2001, all three were executed by hand. One of Mona's last words were, "I will never." And that just gives me the creeps because she actually believes that she's coming back to life. And that is pretty much it for this case. I know that was a short one, but yeah, thank you so much for tuning in. If you found this video interesting, please don't forget to give it a thumbs up and share it with your friends. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys on my next video.